Welcome back to the Tracy Take. Today, Ryan and I will be breaking down the Week 13 Thursday night football matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to our channel if you have not already. Ryan and I, we have a goal of getting to 300 subscribers by the end of the year, and we would love any help possible. So if you haven't, please subscribe. Like this video and share with your friends, comment on this video, and also hit that notification bell so you can see when we create new content. Ryan, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Two-thirds of the way of the season. One of these teams is a playoff team, and the other team is somehow in the playoff hunt. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Dallas
You could
Cowboys
just say
when I say that.
you could just say one of these teams is a playoff team and the other one is the Saints.
Yes,
So,
that is fair.
yeah.
That is fair. Um, I just don't say so. Let's talk about the Cowboys first. And just they might not have a key player. Well, I don't think it's that big a deal. Ezekiel Elliott, there have been reports that the Cowboys might give him a week off to rest his knee. It has been sore, and there has been some issues with
Yeah.
that. If he is out, that is kind of a loss that is noticeable and noteworthy. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
noteworthy, but it's not like they're losing too much. Tony Pollard, their backup, he's played in every
He's
game. He has 531 rushing yards, only one touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott gets a lot of the goal line touchdowns. Um, so Pollard might see a tick up on that. But he has 29 catches for 256 yards into the backfield, a little less than Ezekiel Elliott. Tony Pollard can come in and replace that role, especially if it's just for 1 week in one game. The biggest thing, also, why I
yeah.
don't think it's that big of a concern for the Cowboys is because they're getting CD Lamb. They're getting CD Lamb back for sure. Amari Cooper most likely. Just depends on the COVID protocols and and everything. And the Saints also have the 23rd worst passing defense, while the Cowboys have the
Yeah.
third best passing offense. I don't think they're going to be or I don't think they'll need to run the ball too much. And I think they're going to just be putting up a lot of passing touchdowns against the
Yeah.
Saints defense.
Yeah, no. I mean, I agree. I have Dak Prescott in fantasy
Yep.
and I'm very happy about his start next week.
Yeah.
Uh and I just the Saints to me right now can be as well coached as possible. Like they are just so injured at the moment. They have
hmm
multiple guys on the offensive line, multiple guys on defense. Their quarterback, it looks like Alvin Kamara is going to be out, or he could potentially come back,
I saw
but
he was practicing
he's
today.
questionable.
They
Oh, he
they were
did.
having
Okay.
practice today, and they said he was practicing. There was no injury report though, so we are recording
Okay.
this on a Sunday night. So this Alvin Kamara information could change.
Yeah, yeah. So that could sway some things, but again, they looked very pedestrian against a Bills team that honestly had been struggling on offense in the prior weeks and
hmm
really just I don't know.
Yeah.
They just didn't look like a formidable Saints team. I think the Cowboys will have a very easy game and go into kind of a long bye week or a short
Yeah.
mini bye week. So
Well, and sticking with the Saints here, real quick. So not only will Kamara potentially be out, he might be playing. Even if he does play, they'll be out with their top receiver Deontay Harris. He got suspended for 3 games. Now he is appealing that suspension, so I'm not sure how that works on his playing status for Thursday. But it sounds like he will not be playing. The Saints have lost 4 in a row, all of which they might look close on paper and might also look like they had good offensive games. A lot of those yards were from garbage time
yeah,
performances. The Falcons game 4 weeks ago, they were down 18 with 9 minutes left, and then just, of course the Falcons did brought them back in, but luckily kicked a field goal to win the game. Saints lose. They were down to the Titans the next week by a lot, and the same thing, started throwing the ball a lot more, getting cheap garbage
yeah,
time yardage. Same thing against Philadelphia. They were down 33-7 against that Philly team. And I'll get back to that in a second. And then the last week, obviously, against Buffalo, they didn't even put up offensive yards, really, because they only put up six
yeah,
points. The reason why I highlighted the Eagles game is the Eagles had, was it, uh, I'll pull it up here in a second. The Eagles had 242 rushing yards that game. And I think that's
Yeah.
noticeable because, especially against some of the other teams, Falcons not known for their rushing, only had 34 yards. Tennessee Titans didn't have Derrick Henry, only had 66 yards. And Buffalo, which is not a rushing team, they did put up 113 yards.
Hmm.
But this team specifically, the Eagles, they are a good rushing team. They're up there in one of the top rushing leads. And this translates, and this is important for Thursday because the Cowboys are also one of the top rushing teams in the league, seventh overall with 127.5 rushing yards per game. The Saints do have the
Yeah.
third best rushing defense statistically, but lately they are when they have played against teams that can run the ball really well, such as Philly, they have not performed well, similar to how they haven't performed
Yeah.
really in the entire month of November.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even really classify the Bills as a running team. And you said they put up what 113?
Yeah, 113 yards. Now, how I
Yeah.
don't know how much of that was Josh Allen. I would need to go look at the stats because Josh Allen uh, can go and pick up some easy yards because he can
Yeah.
move well out of the pocket. But still, they're not really a running team. And Zach Moss and Devin Singletary have running back by committee. Both normally average 40 yards a game rushing the
Yeah.
ball. So for them to put up 113 is a lot for them.
Yeah. And I guess that kind of leads us, I guess, into the final part of this, which is our predictions on what is going to happen. So just
Hmm.
to give some clarity, uh, the Cowboys are 6-point favorites, and the over under is 47.5.
Hmm.
So,
Uh,
what do you think is going to happen in this one?
I would
Because I think I
personally
have an
take.
idea of who you think is going to win.
Well, yeah, I think I'd probably say the same for you. I would take the spread, and I would honestly, I mean, I'd probably take something similar to the under. I think it'd probably be something similar to the Bills and
Yeah.
the Bills Thanksgiving game, because if you look at this, the Bills they have all the weapons in the world, similar to Cowboys. They're going to be coming back. They're going to be able to run the ball, in my opinion. I think whenever they want. I don't think the
Hmm.
Saints are going to. Well, sorry, they're going to be able to throw the ball whenever they want, and the Cowboys are good enough at running the ball that they will be able to run the ball efficiently, even though probably not have this huge 242-yard game like Philadelphia. And the Saints offensively, they just are not like they weren't really much of anything with Jameis Winston. They had when
Yeah.
healthy, they could get creative. Sean Payton is a great offensive minded coach. He's just a great coach in general. But Alvin Kamara
Hmm.
might be banged up or is going to be banged up. Might not play. If he does play, I still don't think it changes too much. Their
Yeah.
number one receiver, yard wise, is going to be out. Marquez Callaway is going to be the main receiver, and outside of that,
Hmm.
they don't really have much of anything else. That's really threatening to the Cowboys, especially they don't even have that great of a pass defense. I think they'll be fine. Demarcus Lawrence is back. Randy Gregory might be back. It depends on just how he's feeling. So that's only going to bolster that defense as well. I
Yeah.
just don't see how.
I,
I just don't see how the Saints make this game competitive. Honestly.
no. And I had hope for the Saints against the Bills just because I thought the Saints were going to be able to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Hmm.
And the Bills, who again had been struggling the last few weeks, really controlled the line of scrimmage on
Yeah.
what was supposed to be the Saints' strength. And I just think the same thing's going to happen again. I One of the things that kind of scares me a little bit for Trevor Siemian is I think the Cowboys have a much better pass rush than the Bills, and I thought the
Hmm.
Bills' pass rush was pretty much getting home whenever they felt like. Uh,
Hmm.
so that's one of the things that I think he should keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I just don't see how the Saints make it close, especially after that performance they put on last week. And crazier
And
things have happened in the NFL this year. So
mhm. Yeah, and there is the right tackle for the Cowboys will be out. Is it Terrence Smith? I think it might be Terrence Smith. He'll
yeah,
be out
forget.
due to COVID protocols. So I'm not sure who the backup is. That's something to monitor. It could be an X factor, but even then, I just still think there's so much talent on the other side of the ball that the Cowboys, I think, will be able to put up points. They put up 33 points against this somewhat decent Las Vegas pass defense, and just
Hmm.
put points up at will.
And
In
that
the
was
Thanksgiving game,
without their two top weapons.
that was without the two top weapons of CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, and they had a banged up Ezekiel Elliott. So And if they're able to do that, I know it's on the road, a primetime game Thursday night, but it's not a shortened week for either team because they both played last
No.
Thursday, so they had a full week to prepare for this moment.
Yeah.
So that's where the situation in that Thursday night football kind of curse, I don't think will come into effect here. So
No,
I
not
just
on
think the
this one.
Cowboys are going to just roll this game. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I think 35-10 is probably my prediction. And I even think giving the Saints 10 points with the touchdown might be a little much.
I mean, I think 10 points is fair. I'll go a little. I'll go 31-10.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's
Mhm.
fair. But sorry. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to add. Uh I think the Cowboys are just gonna dominate this game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Tracy Take. If you have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win this matchup. And let us know if you think the Saints even have a chance, and we'll be sure to respond. So, and with that being said, thank you guys for making it this far, and we will see you next time.